So all of us humanity-loving, socially aware types are plagued by some common big questions, it's fair to say. Like, is there life after death? Are we alone in the universe? How to actually, for reals, combat climate change and destruction? Then there are more niche questions, like, which are best pets, dogs or cats? Obviously dogs. Or like, should I encourage my kids to go to uni in these modern times or learn a trade? There's big questions. But there's one that until now has been really hard to frame in a way that decides whether it's universally good or bad. And the question is there really any kind of solid evidence-based definitive reason why we, as broader human society, should not be cannibals?
It's time for a little bit of science.
Yes.
I'm Will Grant, an Associate Professor in Science Communication at the Australian National University.
For now. And I'm Rod Lammertz, a 30-year science communication veteran with the mind of a teenage boy.
And today, as well as should we be cannibals, we're also going to be exploring a little bit of a definitely not I.
Just for a change. We're going to dive into some fun with animals.
I've also got some more fun in animals for you.
I have a longevity hack that's 100% guaranteed to work. So, yeah, this is the question. Some researchers from the University of Wrocław, I'll say, in Poland, and Charles University in Czechia, they wanted to answer the question I just posed.
Is there any reason we shouldn't be cannibals?
Yeah. Well, look, I paraphrased it a little, but it's different. Here's their actual question.
They did the scholarly version.
Why does Homo sapiens keep turning to cannibalism but never stick with it?
Oh, we give it a dabble, but why do we dabble but not commit?
Like, why are we not good enough for ourselves? It's a good question. Do you know?
Do I know? Okay, so just to pause here, there are many cultural taboos about this.
Really?
Well, actually, I'm going to guess it's that you shouldn't eat carnivores generally, but for different reasons.
The question really comes down to begin with, how do you even frame your thinking about how you say good or bad, do it or don't?
Moral relativism.
Ethics comes in, or morals. Visceral grossness, like eating people. A lot of people have a kind of...
Yeah, but only because we've been told. Like, here's 3 lamb chop-ish things. Which one will you eat?
One is from a baby.
I feel like if you didn't tell people this was a person, people would probably eat it fine.
I wonder. Well, yeah, so visceral grossness, yes, maybe purely cultural. But these researchers, thinking about all these frames, they said, let's take the stress out of it. And they did what any rational human would. They just did the maths. So they built models of what happens when groups do the human as food thing.
Yep.
And they ran a cost-benefit analysis of your anthropophagies.
Your anthropologists often use the term anthropophagy to mean eating people, because cannibalism is...
People eating people.
People eating people, not lions eating people.
So they do say, first, if we go to the benefits, there's actually a very limited scenario where cannibalism really makes some sense. If the cannibalized humans are already dead, so you're not expending energy to hunt, so the idea is...
expending energy to hunt.
This is maths, man.
Okay.
This is maths, it's available.
Yeah.
Like, when the meat can be cooked safely, that is important. So particularly a condition where you don't consume people who themselves were eating people.
Yeah, okay. That's a better choice. So if you've got 2 people to eat...
Don't eat the cannibal.
Don't eat the cannibal. Don't get into the human centipede of cannibals.
Don't eat the people who eat the people. That's just sensible.
And also for that reason, they would think, the research says I should eat fresh, not cannibal.
100%.
What is a non-cannibal?
A normal person.
Okay.
So they conclude, these researchers, our model, they modelled some stuff, clearly demonstrates that regular cannibalism is unsustainable for human populations in the long run. Not for the reasons you're thinking, you just run out of people.
Well, no, obviously it is. Like, if the only thing people are eating is people, like...
You need a vegetable.
Yes, you need a vegetable. You need another energy input to come into the system.
So the main reason, though, that it becomes unsustainable is disease transmission.
Yeah.
According to their modelling in particular. So that's where their last point, they're super important, don't eat cannibals. Don't eat people who eat people.
Yeah. Can you tell, like, in advance?
Yeah.
Like,
they've got an attitude. They've got a bearing.
But they do.
So this is basically pathogens circulate within the same species. Like when you eat the meat of other creatures, like, badgers, corgis, whatever, you're less likely to get these horrible infections. Like I said, your prion disease and so forth. So when someone eats the flesh of someone else who is a cannibal, pathogens' likelihood of spreading grows. And they talk about the cannibal chain or the build-up of cannibal chains. And the image I saw in this article basically used these Russian nesting dolls. And I'm like, oh, that's adorable.
Yeah,
it's adorable in a way to describe horrible diseases and repeat cannibalism. So basically, you've got your primary consumer. That's your first-time cannibal, like
Yep.
you and me. Well, definitely you.
Yeah.
You can get some immediate nutritional benefits,
Yeah, sure.
like you're eating meat. Secondary consumer, your eater of the first cannibal.
Yes.
Some nutritional benefits, but also your pathogen
Some diseasey benefits.
starts to creep up. By your tertiary consumers, the cannibal who ate the cannibal who ate the cannibal.
Tertiary.
I know. This is a quote. Pathogen accumulation, I'm paraphrasing, gets pretty large and amplifies. So basically, the epidemiological cost of spreading incurable diseases quickly outweigh any calorific benefits.
So eventually, you're just eating all prions.
Pretty
like
much.
It's just a person made of prions.
Yeah, the moment you eat it, mad cow. So basically, they say, of course, cultural taboos are an effective shield from falling into this evolutionary trap. And they talk about, this is the classic example, always comes up from Papua New Guinea, the foray people and Kuru, which is a prion disease, like mad cow, your bovine
Spongiform encephalopathy.
Encephalopathy. It's spread by misfolded proteins that cooking won't banish.
Yeah, no, can't.
No.
They're still in there.
They are. And it's a shitty, fatal, horrible brain disease. It makes you shake and lose motor neuron. But also it's known as laughing sickness because part of the way of the things is people burst out into uncontrollable fits of laughter. So there's an upside. Anyway, once the foray stopped eating bits of their deceased relatives as part of funeral rites, the disease went away.
Okay.
So, yeah, they were eating people who ate people. They weren't being monsters. They were actually doing it out of respect for the dead and trying to keep the ancestor alive. But you eat bits of a brain that's got a badly faulted protein.
Yeah, of course.
You build more proteins.
Could you eat different bits of a human and you're safe? Like,
no.
Oh, so it's everywhere?
Oh, your toenails, hair.
Well, I was going to go teeth. Like, just chomp down on some...
Fuck me, how delicious.
like a mouthful
Do you want
of
some
teeth.
nuts? You want cashews, teeth. It's horrifying.
Mind you, I do think it would be fun to have a mouthful of extra teeth in your mouth and you can pretend you've been punched and like spitting out teeth for like 10 minutes.
Like, put this handful of teeth in your mouth. Challenge one.
How many other people's teeth can you fit in your mouth?
So anyway, they basically say cannibalism isn't around because any society that was regularly eating themselves probably wiped themselves out.
Yeah.
That's their contention. They say, of course, other prohibitions can also be true, but this is probably the big limiter. And like all good sciences, they say there are some limitations to our model. Like certain cultures may have decided to practice cannibalism as a way of, being tough guys, terrorizing neighbours, asserting stateness, breaking the taboo freaks people out. So you're not getting into a cannibal chain there. You're just having a bit of a snack on.
Just doing it for demonstration
Yeah,
purposes.
like if you're chewing on someone's forearm and go, you really want to have a fight? People
No,
go,
totally.
I don't.
I can totally imagine that. That's like wearing the ears and the scalps around your neck and
Well,
stuff
as
like that.
we've all done that though. I mean, we're all teenagers once. So basically, they say, listen, in them about their method, if we formalise these social payoffs, it would require a different modelling framework, potentially incorporating signalling theory or intergroup competition, and it lies beyond the scope of the present study. Sure. Their conclusion, exploring how such individual level benefits interact with the population level costs identified here represents a promising direction for future research. So my question is, what fucking research are you doing after this? Like what? We want to do more on why we don't keep on eating people and stuff. I understand all science articles are supposed to end that way, but this time I'm going to give you a pass.
Yeah, you're done. You're done. It's okay.
We've done it. Don't cannibal.
Don't cannibal. Well, I've got an ethical dilemma for you as well. Then.
I'm really good at these.
Yeah. Well, it's probably not one that you do very much, but it's one that I think is triggering a lot of people at the moment. They're like, something seems wrong here. I just wanted to go back before I tell the story. You know how The Onion, satirical news website, always great headlines, great story. It's always good fun. But there's always a couple that stick in your mind. Like I can go back decades because it hits something just right.
Yeah.
So this is The Onion back in like 2007 or something like that.
Oh, the before times.
Google announces plan to destroy all information it can't index. And so there's a nice little article about Eric Schmidt saying, we've scanned in all the books, we've indexed everything, and now our next mission is to destroy the things that we can't.
Everything else is
to
gone.
Systematize things. So
Just organise it. Well, that's organised and it's neat.
Starting in early 2024, and the documents here came through court records that have been published in 404 Media. AI Labs, Anthropic is the dominant one here, but it seems there's a bunch of others that are doing the same thing, have started what they're calling a new arms race to buy up millions of rare books.
Oh, no, come on. This is not starting well.
They're buying them up because rare books, old books...
For the good of humanity?
Well, they know they're published before 2022, and so therefore they are guaranteed free of AI slop. So they can use these books that were published before AI slop
To generate AI slop.
to generate AI slop. So anyway, they've got, these books going back to the 1600s, the 1700s, the 1800s, all sorts of stuff like that.
Your Necronomicons, your Doomsday books.
Yeah, look, they've also gone for a whole bunch of the rare and the very, very niche. This is like tree loggers manuals from 1870.
Mrs. Ocelot's How to Knit Toenail Socks.
Indeed.
Yeah.
They're rare for a reason. They are not best-selling books.
Yeah.
But they've been buying them up in just gargantuan scales.
Really?
I've got a picture I'm just going to show you here. And this is labeled Warehouse E2. And whenever you're labeling your warehouses, not just in single letters, as far as you could see.
So to infinity, that is a colossally large-looking warehouse of shelves.
It looks like a sort of library with no systematization. Here's the cool thing where the ethical dilemma is. Books are books are books. And Google did a big project 20 years ago to get these sorts of books, scan them in. They got to, I don't know what it is, 5 to 10% of all books ever published. And that's really cool. But look, to make it easy on themselves, and weirdly, Elon Musk, who is doing a similar thing, has taken the good policy, which is like,
come on,
first time ever. No,
not for long.
Anthropic have got a special machine where what you do is you basically slice the book open with a hydraulic slice. You slice off the spine.
Seriously, I was about to joke and say, we capture all the information, but it gets destroyed in the process.
It gets destroyed.
Literally.
So they slice.
That was supposed to be my ha-ha.
They slice off the spine, scan it all in, and then pulp all the pages of these rare books. Now, Anthropic did not want any of this to come to light.
Why not? Fuck, they're sensitive.
Also, who didn't really want this to come to light? There are two organisations, the ISDN. It's an organisation that basically gives a number to every book. Old books don't have them before they existed, but they have a catalogue of all of the books. Anthropic have said, can you give us like a list of all of the books?
No.
And they're like...
And then we'll destroy it for you.
And they're like, okay, here it is. You pay us. And then booksellers. Now, here's the next group of people who are like, I've mixed emotions. Because you imagine a rare and antique bookseller. I mean, they're not in the business for the money. I don't know what it's like being a rare and antique bookseller.
Yeah, they are. You can be in it for the money and also just love the smell.
You could be in it for the money and not make money.
True.
I'm just guessing. Yeah. Rare and antique booksellers are not making a lot of sales. But right now...
But when they do...
Well, right now they are selling... There's one interview that was in 404, going from selling 20 books per week to literally hundreds. And all sorts of books that have just been sitting on their shelves for forever. Like no one is interested in Log Cutter's Guide number 12 from 18 whatever.
Yep.
And,
the Book of Toenails.
And so they're like,
Rhodesia.
I'm making bacon right now. And so they're being quiet about it as well because they are just being pulped all over the place.
I know this is going to sound naive. Can't they employ a human to just photocopy them? No.
No. Why would you do that?
When you could just mash them.
No. Well, I mean, they're in an arms race. Like, this is their thing.
Fuck this competition garbage.
They are like, we've got to harvest as much of this knowledge as possible. And there does seem to be a bit of an effect here. I've only ever heard it described by law students, but maybe some of the other very competitive degrees do this. But in older times, back when I did my undergrad, there were the law students. They would go, essay is set by the lecturer, and it's like you will need to consult case report number whatever.
Yeah.
And they're like, all right, get to the library first, read that, photocopy that, and then hide the book. And then everyone else is like, I can't do the assignment because I can't find case report.
I outlawed you,
And so there may be an incentive in this particular dynamic for Anthropic or any of these AI labs to go, well, even better if it's a unique source.
Fucking
and no
assholes.
one else can get it. No one else can get it. We destroy the knowledge. And it's like they bought the book, so it's their right. But wow, what a crime against the world.
No, it's fine. And look, at least they could do the civilized thing. If they're cold, they could burn them. Because at least you can get to warm your hands.
At least we get something that will help us cheat on our homework.
Sorry, but fuck you. Fuck you.
It's so offensive. And
how can you be that terrible?
Internal memo from Anthropic. Anthropic described the project as our effort to disruptively scan, and that means their process disruptively scan all the world's books in an internal memo which noted, we do not want it to be known that we are pursuing this project. Like, no fucking doubt. You monsters. You monsters.
Calling it disruptive too. Was I a naughty boy? Like, fuck you. No offense though, if you're listening, we love everything you do. Please don't have us murdered. Okay, this story starts with me reading about a recent research project that suggested mescaline, chemical you find in cactuses, that cause you to, trip balls, alters how the brain responds to sensory information, etc.
I believe Aldous Huxley's Doors of Perception, for whom the doors are named, was mescaline.
So they say, look, it can affect things like how people perceive colours, shapes, time, surroundings, and even themselves.
We
know this. We know this. It goes on, though, this research, to talk about what they think is a new role for the cerebellum. So that's the little kind of weird, looks like a mini brain at the base of your brain. It's traditionally associated with coordinating movement, balance, your fine motor skills, etc.
Yep.
But there's growing evidence suggesting it also could be involved in attention, emotion, memory, processing of sensory information, etc.
Okay.
Fucking cool. Great. So I keep on reading. The article goes on to describe how they used rats, no surprise. So the animal's brain activity was tracked while they were awake using functional magnetic resonance imaging, fMRI. The rats had been gradually made accustomed to the scanner beforehand, allowing the scans to be conducted without anesthesia, because that could affect brain activity.
So hang on, pause. So the rat in an...
rat in an MRI.
Is it a rat-sized MRI?
No, it's an MRI.
It's a human-sized MRI.
With rats in it, who are tripping balls.
I kind of imagine that MRIs are kind of working hard, and there's not a lot of time to just squeeze a rat in there as well, unless...
Well, you're going to research MRIs. So the scan showed that mescaline reduced activity within parts of the cerebellum, but strengthened communication between the cerebellum and other brain regions.
Okay, yep.
Which is cool. But honestly, and you kind of touched on it, it's burying the lead, because the cerebellum and stuff is great, but I want to know, how the fuck do you keep an awake in an MRI? Famously, if you've ever had one, you've got to be really damn still in an MRI. So yeah,
is this just with sticky tape? Is this just a sticky tape scenario?
Now a word from our sponsors: Scotch tape.
Like you've gaffer taped the rat to a
plate. Tape your rat to an MRI. Get it tripping balls without tape.
And not saying that these researchers followed the same protocol, but more and more animal ethics protocols are asking for consent for the animals, so they have to.
Who's a little ready?
Willingly get on the mescaline and go in the MRI.
Because of this blowing my mind, I turned to the 2022 journal classic, Applications in Awake Animal Magnetic Resonance Imaging, because I was like, I want to know more about how do you get awake animals into MRIs. So these people in this article, who, let's be clear, are pro awake animals in MRIs.
Yeah, sure.
Animal imaging without anesthesia was originally met with some resistance, they say.
Yeah.
Of course. And today there are many publications proposing better anesthetics for functional MRI studies.
No, sure. If you want to see how they're thinking,
yeah,
it's not going to work well if they're put into a sleep state. Whatever.
Exactly this. And so what I love the language here. The contrarians argue that the reduction in stress and motion artifact, so movement, using anesthesia and sedatives is better than the confound of stress when interpreting brain function. So it's better to drug them than put them in there and have them freaking out.
Yeah.
Is what they argue. Yeah. They say the hesitancy to adopt awake imaging is also confounded in the need for specialised technology, additional costs, time.
Sticky tape.
Yeah, exactly. Not anymore. Solved it. Hope they're listening. Also, some institutions, they put this, and for some institutions, ethical issues around the care and treatment of animals.
Wow. Wow.
I know that they're trying to be clinical, but the language reads so dismissively.
And are they saying, are they saying we follow them, others don't? Or
no,
are they
like
saying other losers follow ethics and
I
we
read
don't?
it as, I like that version. It was just like, on some of you, yes. It's kind of like, animals and ethics and blah, 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 blah. So they're counterpoints. Most often studies that are done on animals to extrapolate to humans. I mean, there's some veterinary stuff, whatever, but mostly we do it, we want to find out about us without doing it to us. And human brain function, as they say, is never studied under general anesthesia unless you're trying to find out effects of anesthesia.
General anesthesia.
Yeah, I know, imagine that. So, you might look, if you want to talk about how antipsychotics work, analgesics, psychostimulants, drugs of abuse, etc., affecting brain function cannot be fucked with anesthesia. You can't mess with it with anesthesia, then put them on the drugs. Because you get confounds. Also, central nervous system active drugs affect cognition, emotion, perceptions of the external and internal milieu of sensations. So it's no good. So drugging animals is not going to give us the best results.
We got to have some sort of wake animal situation.
Yes, you do. And look, I'm on team yes, because I think it's just fascinating, and also I want to find out about the brain without having to hurt mine.
Yeah.
I'm selfless that way.
So what's their methods? What are they doing?
This is what we're going to get to. So how do you get animals to chill in an MRI? So sometimes drugs are part of the process leading up to it. So you might put some anesthesia into them as you get them used to the room, the sounds, the smells.
So you're calming them down a bit.
Yeah, you start by calming them down, and then you kind of get them to acclimatise, as it were. There are physical restraining systems, and I love this phrase, many of which are non-invasive. So some are actually surgically applied to help restrain them.
Oh, paralytics or something like that.
No. Like we're talking physical objects nailed to the head. Some use surgical methods and implants to immobilise the noggin, but both still need to acclimatise patients to keep them calm. In general, animals are lightly anaesthetised, secured in a restraining system, allowed to recover in the virtual environment that's meant to mimic the scanning environment. So you knock them out, build the system and slowly bring them back again and let them get used to the idea.
Yeah.
You have the background noises that mimic the noise of an MRI.
Play some nice Enya.
Exactly. So doing it without drugs. We'll start with rats because that's where we began. So one version these guys use themselves. They acclimate 90 minutes every second day for 8 days. They get the rats used to the situation. And they assess how they're reacting by looking at changes in their heart rate, their respiratory rate, the blood levels of stress hormones, corticosterone, physiological and endocrine measures of autonomic arousal, and they find those decrease with acclimatation. So as you get them more used to it, you notice these measures of arousal, biologically measurable.
They get calmer.
They drop down. Although I did find this interesting aside. When rats are imaged awake without being acclimatized, and then again several days after acclimatization, they found no difference in blood flow to the cerebral areas. So cerebral blood flow across multiple regions was no different whether they were acclimatized or not, which is kind of weird. Anyway, rats are often surgically implanted with a head post that fits into a cradle.
A head post.
A head post.
So what are we doing here?
It's kind of like bits of metal that they prevent rotational motion.
So they're like attaching to their skull?
Kind of, yeah, locked in place. Then they give them 8 to 10 days as they learn to enter and this is the actual word, to put them into a snuggle sack.
Oh.
I know.
This was much enough. So first we're going to weld a bolt to your head, and then we'll put you in a
off the drugs,
snake.
which, let's be clear, is probably like a skinned rat turned inside out and then wrapped around their bodies to hold them from moving. Anyway, they put them in the snuggle sack. They slide their head into a cradle, and they lie there motionless, but without drugs. So early on, they use light anesthesia just to get them used to it, and then slowly but surely they get fine. But it's very time-consuming, expensive, etc. So that's what they do with rats. Other animals, we know, we've talked about it before, dogs trained to chill out in MRIs over multiple
they could do it.
experiences. And it's always freaking border collies and stuff because they're super intelligent and keen to please. Anyway, dogs can learn. Marmoset monkeys, you can slowly desensitize them to each step along the way, plus unique design of a head cradle to eliminate movement, to eliminate also the need for ear bars, bite bars, so I'm thinking bridles and and also to help them just feel minimum discomfort. Other animals, rabbits, cats, mice, rhesus macaques, and more. All of them have been trained to do this. And the ultimate purpose is to reduce the stress and minimize movement so you can get the most natural.
Amazing the amount of work that there are. There are scientists doing the work.
Huge amounts of work.
The whole point later is the MRI and understanding the neuroscience, but there is a whole bunch of the researchers here in how do we do it efficiently. It's amazing. Hours
upon hours in the build-up to get that 20 minutes, or 15 minutes. But the weird thing is it's not true for all animals the way this works. There is one animal, you can image it without acclimatizing on the first time, no worries.
Spider.
Well, I'm going to get you to guess, but this efforts to acclimate only exacerbate the stress.
Like, no, man, that's... Okay.
And multiple measures of stress, not just because they wiggle around, or they call it motion artifact. Vocalization, so probably shrieking. Recording heart rate, respiratory, sinus, arrhythmia, so not a spider.
Okay, so it's got to be an animal that's like freaked out by tunnels and tubes. So rabbits are like, no, this is cool. I get
Love
it.
a tube.
No, this is great. I'm doing it. Ants, they're fine, like whatever. Okay, so I'm guessing it's an outdoor species. It's a king of the mountain sort of species, or an eagle. It's like, no, man, I don't get into tubes. Like, that's for you lesser beasts.
Fool me once. Fool me once, I'll be calm. But the second time, I'm shredding.
There's no way an eagle's getting into an MRI.
And I agree with you. There should be a shout out to the people who do all the pre-work, because the amount of hours for that short burst of MRI imaging, holy shit, the amount of work to do that.
It's beautiful.
Also, I love that it all started with finding out, the nature of tripping balls on this. Anyway, there you go.
Love it. One animal that I'll bet has never been into an MRI.
Elephant.
That's possible. I don't know. But I was going to go a blue whale. In 1865, a young blue whale beached on the rocks of Askim Bay, not far from the city of Gothenburg in Sweden.
A blue whale beach.
A blue whale
I've never heard that.
Blue whale, it's the big one. Biggest animal ever. Now, a lot of this comes from a great post on Atlas Obscura, and I got this from Blue Sky Post.
So 100% credible.
Yeah, it's legit. In those heady days, beach whales were not generally rescued.
No, cooked and eaten and milked for their oil.
Indeed. It was a national emergency of Germany, and Denmark was like, you losers, what are you doing? They tried to save a whale, did not save the whale.
I feel like they never get saved.
Yeah. Anyway, in those days, whales were slaughtered. Such was the fate.
Yep.
The fishermen who discovered the poor whale started where everyone would start, and as
Start cutting from the bottom.
No, they were like, no, first you go for the eyes, poke the eyes out so that it won't be able to see us.
Because what's it going to do? Recognise you in a lineup afterwards?
It's probably still alive at this point.
Yeah, but it's on the beach. It can't really respond a lot.
Yeah, I know, but they're like, I would feel better.
I'd feel bad if it could see me, so I'm going to blind it brutally.
Yeah, indeed.
The humane approach.
Thanks, 19th century fishermen. Thanks, your people, the Vikings. Okay, over the next 2 days, the creature was methodically axed, speared, and shot.
And eventually died.
Until it finally died in a sea of its own blood.
I was kidding. Seriously, fuck me, animals.
I'm just looking at our vegan producer.
I think he looks like he's drooling.
Okay. The next day, August Wilhelm Malm, taxidermist and curator of the Gothenburg Museum, showed up at the scene and purchased the beast from its killers for the museum collection.
Well, what's left of the beast? Taxiderming a whale.
Well, indeed, you have guessed the story.
I'm impressed when someone does a rabbit. I'm like, that probably took some work and time.
I am not a huge taxidermy person.
That's why you only have one or two around the house.
But when you're like, no, I'm going to do a blue whale, like you're like,
fuck it, no more worlds to conquer.
I'm going for the big dog. Yeah, no more worlds to conquer. This is Oppenheimer. I'm doing Oppenheimer of the 19th century.
That's wild.
Not content to hack the creature apart to transport just major pieces to the museum, Malm decided that he had to have the whole whale whole and intact.
I need 1,000 wagons.
3 steamboats and 2 coal barges.
3 steamboats?
To tow the whale back to Gothenburg. Sure. I love this bit. Greeted by a crowd of excited onlookers,
sure.
Malm took the opportunity to climb up on the head of the whale and deliver a lecture on whales, which I'm like, that is so fucking cool.
Thanks for killing the moment.
I'm like, science communication, out there in public, on the head of a whale, here is a whale. The whale's organs were preserved in barrels in the yard of the museum. Its skin was treated over a number of weeks. The baleen was hung and salted, and the skeleton was boiled and cleaned.
The baleen is the teeth?
It's the teethy bits. They're not teeth, but they're teeth.
Teethish.
They're teeth combs.
Filter teeth.
Yeah, they're the bits that filter the krill. Meanwhile, a great wooden frame was built in rough whale shape and completed with a hinged jaw.
Ooh.
The skin was stretched over the frame, held together by brass tacks, like a leather sofa. There are photos out there.
It's upholstery whale.
Yeah, look, they had to upholster it. It's like upholstery taxidermy.
This is my Chesterfield whale. That's fantastic.
Well, the hinged jaw was made to be open to allow visitors to descend into the belly of the beast.
Hell yeah.
Which was comfortably outfitted with benches, carpeting, and wall hangings. The Malm whale spent many years, and here I didn't get the details of how it did this, travelling around Europe.
Well, we know that. 3 steamboats and 2 coal barges.
I know, it's wild. I know this was the grand old days of train and steam and...
and your grand tours.
But wow, a whale, like...
That's fucking
Before finally make its home at the Gothenburg Natural History Museum, where it still sits today. Now, originally, the whale's jaw was open all of the time.
Oh, no, that's slutty.
Well, indeed, because sometime in the 1930s, they decided, no, we have to close the whale's mouth because... a couple was found fucking inside the whale's mouth. And they said...
Duh!
And the chairman of the museum said, we must be content with the fact that it was 2 citizens of our own city that enjoyed this privilege.
Oh, good point.
You can still go and see the Malm whale
God, that's great.
in the Gothenburg Natural History Museum.
So good.
And if you attend during election day, the whale's mouth is open only on Swedish election
Open
days.
for voting.
Open for voting. Someone did say, can you vote inside the whale? I don't think you can, but there are pictures of people in the old times having dinner parties and things inside the whale. It's
Wouldn't you?
I just love, in the 1930s, they're like, so do you want to go and fuck inside the whale? And it's like,
yes, I do.
Yeah, indeed.
I can't believe it took so long for you to ask. It's wild.
There you go.
That's great.
There you go.
Look, I'm pretty sure you told me about this before. The Cordyceps fungus. It hacks the nervous system of ant victims and turns them into zombies, essentially. It makes them climb.
Ant zombies.
Yeah, ant zombies, not human zombies.
Yeah.
That'd be far more spectacular.
If there was a virus that did that, I would be like, well,
Wow, it turns ants into humans. Yeah, that's fantastic. Anyway, it makes these ants, they climb up a plant of some description. They lock their mandibles, their teeth bits, onto the underside of a leaf.
I think mandisble.
Oh, that's true. Then a stalk grows from their heads. It bursts open. It spreads spores all over the place onto other ants on the forest floor below, and then they create more of these zombies. But then, I was reading this. It's like maybe they're good versions of parasites for ants too. Maybe they're, ones that bestow benefits.
You're really wondering if there were benefits for ants?
I'm by nature a curious man.
Indeed.
I've never had sex inside of a whale in Sweden, but, I'm a curious man.
Squad goals.
So when the larvae of the Temnothorax nylanderi ant, so an ant, they eat woodpecker poo. And they can become infected with the tapeworm, which is the Anomatena brevis.
Do I need to know the sciencey names
100%.
for the test later?
Yeah, there's ants and there's a tapeworm.
There's ants, woodpeckers, and tapeworm.
Yep. And so these ants eat woodpecker shit that are infected with tapeworms.
Okay. And technical point here, are ants big enough to have tapeworms?
Apparently, yes.
My imagination of a tapeworm is it is bigger than an ant.
Yeah, not these, because they fit inside an ant.
Does an ant have a digestive system?
Yeah.
Really?
They have brains.
My brain can't squeeze down like they're basically molecules for me. Can't believe that inside ant
There's a lot. There's a lot inside an ant.
You can fit a tapeworm in there.
A tapeworm lava.
Okay. So
Your larval
baby tapeworm.
Yeah,
All right.
tapeworm baby.
You're going to need some big microscopes to be able to see this.
Well, yes. So the ants eat the woodpecker shit. They can become infected with this tapeworm.
Yes.
The infected ants change colour. So they go from usually they're dark brown. They go kind of pale yellow. Maybe that's attractive.
I don't know.
So they get pale yellow instead of dark brown.
Okay.
They don't grow quite as big as their counterparts in the nest.
Okay.
They start to smell different. Because they emit a pheromone that other ants kind of go, oh, you're a queen.
Oh, so you've ascended the social hierarchy.
Without ascending the social hierarchy.
You're a queen. The superpower is they become a little bit royalty.
Well, yeah, so the workers treat them like queens. They bring them food, they carry them around, and they groom them.
Oh, damn.
So this is they get the tapeworm, and they're like, yeah, I'm going to help you out. I'm going to feed you. Where do you want to go? And also, you've got a bit of schmutz on you. I'm going to eat it off. The infected ants stop working. They rarely leave the nest, so they just hang out.
Yeah.
While, like this, generations of regular workers tend to their every whim.
Generations?
Yeah, because the infected ants can live up to 10 times longer than the other ants.
Wow. Is that because they're not working, or is it because the tapeworm is keeping them holy and pristine?
Well, we can talk about this. This is exactly one of the many questions. Like, how? So yeah, they get treated like a queen.
How long does a queen live compared to a regular ant?
10 times longer these ants than a standard one of their kind anyway. So what's going on? Scientists, they got in there, they sussed out the gene expressions in ant brains and fat bodies that play roles in metabolic function and immune function. And they found at the molecular level, infected workers showed a profile that was very queen-like at the molecular level. But the changes weren't affecting their brains, so they weren't changing their personalities directly via the old neurons. They were, as the article says, intervening in the host's own regulatory networks, which controls metabolism, immune system, aging, and behaviour. So it sounds like no downside. It's pretty cool. The problem is if you get too many of these infected ants, your colony might collapse, obviously, because they're all sitting around going, queen me. But the question is, what's the value to the tapeworm? Why would a parasite do this?
You're going Darwin here. All right.
Yeah,
all right.
Well, you know what? I'm not. The sciences are.
Sciences,
I'm just a social guy.
Do the ants then poo out some more tapeworm? Or is that the woodpecker's job?
Well, yeah.
There's too many animals in this.
There's too many animals. I know. It's very confusing. It's the woodpeckers. So.
Oh, they eat the ants?
Yeah, they eat the ants.
So that's the cycle of life.
Yeah, exactly that. So the healthy ant would fuck off. They'd go like, holy shit, there's a woodpecker
coming. The lazy
coming.
ant.
Yeah, the infected ones go, hey dude, what's up? Bring me some food. And the woodpeckers eat them. Then the tapeworm larvae get into where they really need to be, which is the bird's gut, which is where they breed, lay eggs, and then they get shat out. So it is the circle of life. That's the advantage to the parasite. So my question is, where's the Disney movie that romanticises this, because that'll be far more beautiful than your Simbas and your lions and stuff. That's the circle of life I want. Ants eating bird shit, turning into lazy fuckers, getting eaten by birds, getting shut out again. That is the circle of life. That's the beauty.
Isn't it? I know there's been a whole bunch of stories off our Spanish friends' coast about orcas attacking the yachts.
By the Spanish friends, do you mean the Spanish?
Yes, indeed. But I'm saying they're friends. But orcas destroying yachts. And I'm like, go orcas, clearly on the side of Marx.
You've always hated the Spanish.
And the capital. Apparently, there's a new study out that shows they are scared of pilot whales. No one knows why.
What?
Because pilot whales are actually smaller. But
they also have pretty serious teeth, right?
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe orcas are like, don't mess with the pilot whale. I don't know. There's a new study. They're making pilot whale sounds and the orcas are like, backing out of here.
Seriously?
Like yeah. So, wolves of the sea, kings of the dog.
Do you know what happened? Back in the past, the orcas and the pilot whales hooked up in an embarrassing way and the orcas still can't live it down.
This has been your little bit of science. I just wanted to close out with a quick story of the second reported incident of eel inside an anus of a human.
Yes, yes.
This was a Bangladeshi fisherman who said he was fishing and an accident happened.
I just fell on the eel. I just fell on it.
The first was someone in Hong Kong who said he was severely constipated and needed some help and thought the eel might help. But just to be clear, eels don't help with either constipation or slipping on them. Anyway, the Bangladeshi man is fine. They pulled out a 65-centimetre eel.
Still alive, right?
And he's fine.
The eel was alive. They got the eel out of his date or his colon, whatever, and it was still functioning eel.
For eels, that's a happy environment. You could put them in an MRI, no problems. A colon-shaped MRI.
Date. Oh, it's horrifying.
Give us 5 stars and send us your stuff.